Well, we're back. Another week of tipping in the books. Before we started, I just wanted to give an Oracle update, see how he's doing. And as you can see from over there, he is definitely still dead and fucking buried. Never coming back, it looks like. A lot of tips wrong last weekend. Not the best feeling coming into this week. Got a little bit of a sore throat as well. Check your watches, it's suicide time. Anyway, we push on. We look forward to the future. We continue to strive for bigger and better things. It's all G, as they say around these parts. There's lots of time for the Oracle to come back alive, you know? We've got UFC 314 this weekend. I'll be doing some predictions for that. Hopefully the more tips and predictions that I get out into the universe, the better luck I have. It's all luck, it's not skill at all. You know, it's not like picking the better team would help you win the tip or something. Stats are for fucking nerds, let's do this. The Blues and the Pies. First of all, before we get into the absolute comedy show that is the Carlton Football Club, I do love seeing Walsh and Dacos go at it. Anytime someone's scruffing up the Golden Boy, I gotta respect it, gotta love it. So that was good, you know, that was a positive for Carlton. Some of the individual Carlton players didn't have a horrible game, but the first half was a good game of footy. Between both sides, it was close, it was scrappy. And I was thinking that, you know, well, Carlton haven't got up to this massive lead. Who knows? Maybe this is what they need. They need a close fight to go into the third quarter to actually keep trying to give a shit, trying to play some football. But no, that just made it look all the more embarrassing when they come out of the halftime break, get on the ground, and look like they're still on the halftime break. It was night and fucking day, the difference between this team in the first half of the game and the second half of the game. It's strange. It's got to be like some sort of mental thing. Like they lose to Richmond, they're all in their fucking heads, and then they start losing second halves really bad, and it's just self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. But holy fucking shit. Sucks to be a fucking Carlton's fan. I like Vossi. He grew up sort of near where I grew up, so I'm like rooting for him. I want him to succeed, but you know, he's not fucking succeeding, and he doesn't look like he really has the answers. I'm not sure where they go from here. I'm not too sure. Dan Houston, you're a fucking idiot. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? I know he only got 2 weeks, and that's not as bad as like the Rankin bump, but you do this a third time in like a short time frame, like any time this year, beginning of next year or some shit. They're gonna send you for fucking up months, bro. You can't like have this record of just taking people's heads off. It was a stiff bump. I'm kind of surprised it only landed 2. I think because he didn't get concussed, that's the only reason that it's landed at the 2 weeks. Because fuck, if he got concussed, it would have been like 4 weeks, bro. It was a gnarly bump. It was a big fucking hit, which I like seeing. I'm not complaining necessarily, but for self-preservation reasons, you should probably attempt to rub that one out of your game. Just attempt it. If you're accepting loose advice here. Yeah, look, if Collingwood was kicking a lot straighter, they should have punished him a bit more on the scoreboard because, like, not necessarily the pressure. The second half pressure for Carlton was okay, but just wasn't coming together for them. They could have fucking put it away really bad. They didn't, but still got the good win in the end, I guess. Pretty gutsy win for them. Again, I don't think the Pies look to be top 4 this year, maybe top 8, but Carlton, you're struggling to look not bottom 4. So that's probably the more interesting aspect of this game. Jumping over to the Cats and Melbourne game, this one kind of fucking stunk. First half was scrappy, but Geelong looked shit. I was thinking like, you know, oh fuck, is Melbourne finding a bit of form like they did when they played against us? They looked pretty good. Still nothing crazy, but they were looking a little bit more better than what they had been. And towards the end of that second quarter, like the Geelong pressure had dropped right off. There was a point, I think right before like the end of the quarter, it was like 3 minutes to go or some shit. There was a goal that nearly got marked on the line. No Geelong defenders were like there. It went through for a point, so it didn't actually end up mattering. But you know, if you were a half a metre in front or had a half a metre higher leap from the Melbourne forward, it would have been a goal against them. And that was when it was quite a close game. Like Melbourne were definitely in the game at that stage. They looked like they had just fallen asleep, and then they woke up. So, yeah, Geelong came back and fucking smashed them. I predicted Geelong to win. Geelong won. It wasn't too big of a narrative game. Melbourne looked fucking dog shit. Christian Petrarca's little anime, fuck, no, sucking at the end of the game for losing. Fuck. Going for an Oscar with that one. I don't know. Problems at Melbourne. Geelong still don't look. I really had higher hopes for them. I thought they were going to do what Sydney did last year. I thought this is Geelong's year for that. But I mean, fuck it. It's early days. They'll probably pull it around. Melbourne, I don't see pulling it around. I see them kind of driving themselves into the ground with this one. Didn't look too great at all. Suns, Crows, told you to be game of the round. It's definitely game of discussion of the round at least. Now, I don't want to blame the tipping gods for smiting my decision by not paying Isaac Rankin the mark or the free at the end. Take your pick. The AFL's come out and say that it should have been, and even if he didn't kick a goal from there, which he's definitely fucking capable of doing, just a point would have evened the playing field, evened it out, and you know, that just changes the game, changes it. But I liked a lot what Matthew Nicks had to say at the end of it, where he was like, yeah, you know, I probably thought it was a fucking mark as well, but you can't die mad about these things, essentially. He didn't really say it, not verbatim, but it was a great game. tracking game. Both teams do look really legit. Thilthorpe is just fucking amazing. He's probably a good shout for the Coleman this year if Hogan doesn't kick another 9. I'll get to that in a second. The bag deprivation. No, they both looked really good. It was a fun game to watch, you know. They played differing styles of footy, but it was awesome to see them sort of coming at that head-to-head where these are two like of the rising teams this year. Everyone's, you got to watch out for them. They're a sneaky team this year towards both of them. And it was a great, really close game. Sort of speaks to how close they are in terms of quality. They'll definitely both be fine this year. Yeah, Crows got robbed. I like that's not controversial. The AFL is saying, yeah, we kind of robbed the Crows. Well, fuck our bad, guys. My bad. But who knows? Maybe you would have shanked it, kicked it out on the full. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I'm not that cut. It's a good game of footy. I'm glad I got to watch a good game of footy. Tigers and Brisbane. Look, this one wasn't going to be really too interesting. Either way you sliced it. Fuck you, Brisbane. You look pretty good. And the Lions, you know, they showed a bit of heart. They showed a bit of gut for a young side. More promise than some other teams have been doing at that stage in their rebuild or even further along their rebuild. Kind of a boring game though. This was a nice time to sneak in a nap if you could. North Swans. Alright, let's just have a breather for a moment. Let's decompress. I just have one question. What was that, Clarkson? What the fuck was that, Clarkson? What the fuck was that, Clarkson? Just fucking disappointing to see. This is North from last year when they're looking dog shit. This is not like a glimmer of hope North from last year. This is, holy fuck, all the players look like they want to quit. This was fucking bad. Tipping North was a long shot. I would have been fucking happy to get it wrong, but I thought they'd be in the game more than that. I thought that would be more of a competitive game. I thought that would be a fucking game, not a fucking training drill for Sydney. Individual players, you can have your fucking say whatever. That's not the point. Other than fucking Caleb Daniels. What the fuck? Don't let him kick out again, ever. People saying, chuck him off for a month, bro, punish him for that. No, he's not kicking out. That's, as an experienced player, you cannot be doing that when you're brought in for that type of backline experience. It's gonna fuck your backline up. Just do not. Don't run that. Fuck, it would suck to go for North, eh? I really want to talk about the press conference from Alastair Clarkson.
Yeah, we played against a good side. Their willingness to take risks and take the ball forward, and to their credit, they're a very good side. They made a grand final last year, and were the best side really for the bulk of the year last year. They've been a very good side for a reason, and showed what a good side they were to us tonight.
You thought that was the old us. What do you make of those comments, and do you share that sort of sentiment?
No, I think we're on the right path. You know, as I said, we played against a very, very good side, and this side is over the last 12 months to 2 years have been the best corridor football side in the competition. Whilst we don't want to make excuses and that sort of stuff, we feel like we're making some progress. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Sydney have been the best side in the competition for the last 2 years, which is to their credit. It would have been beautiful to be forward in the Sydney side today. As I said, Sydney have been really, really strong in that space, and that's where they were really strong again tonight. Yeah, they're a good football side. For the bulk of last year, they were on top of the ladder and by a fair margin, and played some outstanding footy. And geez, if the grand final would have been in July or August, I reckon Sydney would have won the flag. They're a good side, and they showed us that way tonight. To their credit, we know there's a fair gap between us and Sydney right at the present time, and now we have to gather around in another big challenge against Gold Coast next week. The Sydney side was so much better than us.
Hey Clarko, do you reckon like Sydney's a good team or not? Like I don't really think I got enough answers from your press conference. It's not like he thinks fucking North's a good team at all. I mean, he basically said as much so Jai Simpkin in the after game interview said that was the old us, we're the new us, you know, that's a shame. He was disappointed. He was cut the fuck up. It was an embarrassing performance and he was embarrassed. Clarkson gets asked about it in the press conference. No, I don't think that no, that's not right. We're showing a lot of improvement. Sydney's a really strong team. I'm going to have to take all of that out, but to the government watch list listening, to all my death threats that I'll throw at this fucking buffoon, this fucking joke of a human. Again, this is a joke, but I'm not joking. I will fucking if I have to. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated for fans of North. I'm frustrated for the game. I was excited to watch this game and excited to watch North grow, and I've been deprived of that because this dog shit coach doesn't take any fucking accountability at any stage of his fucking process. Not in the press conferences, not in the fucking team selection or anything like that. There is nothing that he can do wrong. It's all, God, the other teams are really fucking good now, mate. It was really hard when you got like better teams on the field. How about you go win the fucking ball, mate? They locked us out of the corridor. Don't let them do that. It is not as just black as white as some teams are better than other teams. We've seen that evident this year. We see it evident every year. Upsets happen. This would have been somewhat of an upset. It would have been a decently big upset. But to keep yourself in the fucking game is all you had to do. When you versed Adelaide, you did that perfectly. You should have been walking away from that game with your heads held high, you know? Oh, just fucking excuses. It's annoying to hear. Get him the fuck out. Get anyone else coaching. Get rid of the fucking coach. Have them running around with no game plan. They'll probably do fucking better. Holy shit. We're moving on. Giants Eagles, that was good. That's positive. Let's change the tune a little bit. I'm happy about that. I'd like to be happy about that. Honestly, I think the game stopped being played at halftime. We dropped off like our intensity. I think probably for injury preservation, they looked like they'd given up. I mean, the third, their pressure rose. Like they were trying to prove something, but it all dissolved. This was a nothing game. If we lost, that's fucking horrible, and we didn't lose. We managed to give it to them pretty well. The one thing, like Jesse Hogan, amazing game. Kick 9 is tied for his personal best in a game. That's awesome. But we couldn't get him the bag. That feels a little bit worrying. If you can't get him the bag against West Coast in a way where, yes, by the end of the game, they realised that's what we were trying to do, just feeding Hogan. But come on, guys, we should have been able to sneak it. I just wanted to see it. That would have lifted me so much fucking more. But you know, I can't complain at all. We got it done. I'm happy we got it done. Wet toast. That's it. Jake Stringer, you got to find your place soon. It's getting a little bit weird. He's setting up a lot of good shit in the forward line. Like he's really good at setting up goals for other people. He just hasn't kicked one himself yet. I hope he just has to kick one to break those nerves and just sort of fucking settle down, settle in, become a part of the new club or whatever. Port Saints. Radically, fucking sucks, cunt. Fucking sucks so bad. Bad day to be a Port fan. You got Horn Francis saying like fucking, you know, I saw some vision of me and Rosie and it's really confronting vision. Cunt, you're standing fucking still on the ground. Did you not feel yourself standing still? It's an effort thing. I get maybe seeing the vision puts it into perspective, brings a bit more light to it, but come on, bro. This is the fucking Ken defense year and you're not defending for Ken. It sucks. Saints, I don't know. I don't see you as real contenders still. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. You beat Port. Yes, I'm the one praising Port and they could be all this greatness, but they're not right now. And Saints, you know, actually fuck it. Saints, I don't know. I'm still not treating them as contenders, but they put Geelong pretty comfortably away. The midfield should not have been able to be that dominant over Port's midfield on paper at least. So, you know, there's clearly like an energy and a movement running at the Saints. Ross Lyon's a good coach. Is what it is. Dogs and Freo. Look, Freo are looking better and better. They're looking more and more like the team we all expected them to start the year as. Again, you're beaten up on a pretty damaged Dogs side and a few better decision-making moments from the Dogs throughout the game, specifically in that third quarter, really would have made a difference in this scoreboard, I think, at the end. Yeah, just, I don't know. Didn't look too good. It's just kind of a boring game. Not a boring game, actually. Josh Tracy had a decent game. Jai Amos did fucking nothing. Their forward line's a problem, but their structure seems to be finding its footing a little bit more. And the hopes that the super high hopes of a flag that everyone had this year don't seem to be coming to fruition just yet. Taking steps in a better direction, but I don't know. This doesn't look like what we thought they're capable of with the list. Jay Bolton, like, bro, almost took mark of the fucking century, and then because he didn't, just had a dog shit game. He kicked one, I think, or two maybe. Anyway, he looked good on the ground, but he just was not. That polish at the end, I feel like that's a big problem with Freo, is the polish at the end. They're doing all the right things up until a certain point, and then it sort of cuts off and they go nowhere. But let's get into the tips for the next round. This is a low energy video. I feel low. Clarkson fucking defeated me. We didn't have that great of a fucking game against West Coast. My throat's sore. Anything else I can bitch and moan about? Yeah, uni's hard. Fuck, it's hard being alive. We got gather round, so everything's going to be at Adelaide, which, you know, that's always interesting. I'm keen for that. And kicking off, we got the Crows and the Cats, which I think will be a blinder fucking game. Having a quick flick through, this should be game of the round, I reckon. That'll be fun. That'll be real fun. I've got the Crows winning. I think I'll give them like 3 goals, 17 points maybe. I think that's doable for them. I think that this is a doable challenge. It's at their home ground, kicking off gather round. They want to make a really strong statement. It'll be a disappointing loss from last week, so they'll be definitely coming back to prove something. Like, they didn't lose based on effort last week. It was luck, really, in the end. But you can mitigate luck by giving more effort and putting more dominance on the scoreboard, and I reckon they do it. They're both quite tall teams in differing areas, but yeah, I think this will be a blinder. I got the Crows. Pies and Sydney. Pies are the favourite, but I'm going to give it to Sydney, I think. They'll be riding the high of their week against North. The Pies, I don't know. You beat Carlton. Like, how long until that's going to be like a nothing victory? The age of Pies still worries me. Yes, it's experience and this, that and the other. I'm just still not really too convinced on them this year. And I think that Swans are going to be trying to look to find a bit of fucking footing because they had a pretty shit start of the year as well. They're going to be looking to get unshaky in their movement and everything. Yeah, I think they win. It's probably going to be close. It's probably going to be scrappy, but I got this I got the Swans in this one. Next, North and Gold Coast. Sorry, North, I'm off the fucking bandwagon. I can't tip you here. Gold Coast is going to win this. Like I said, Gold Coast look genuinely to be a finals contender. If not top 4, then definitely top 8. And North, it's pretty tall task to turn this around and on a team with as much momentum and as much fight as the Gold Coast have right now. It's not the players at North's fault. You know, I can still see, fuck, the Big Mac on Larky. That'll be fun to watch, actually. It'll be a good, you know, there'll be good matchups here and up the ground, but I do think that just the ball movement and the polish is pretty good at Suns right now. So yeah, it sucks to be a North fan. Really fucking sucks. Thanks, Clarkson, you dumb fucking cunt. Carlton and the Eagles. I got Carlton. It's possible. Who knows? Maybe Matt Owies fucking enters Hulk mode and fucking obliterates his old side as retribution for always starting him as the sub. Or Carlton get their first win. This will have to be one of these teams' first win. You'd think Carlton gets that. You'd think. If they lose, the story is so much more dire than we once thought it was, sort of shit. And who knows? Maybe fucking West Coast are up to the challenge. They gave a pretty good game to Brisbane, so I think this will be actually a good game, which is fucking funny to say. Yeah, look, the Blues should do it, and if they don't, then fuck me. That's all I can. That's it. It's like they should do it, and if fuck. They should, right? Right. Fuck knows, though. Fuck knows. Lions and Dogs. Lions are going to take that. This is another one where it's like, this will probably be a good, pretty competitive game for 3/4 of footy, and then the Lions will run away with it at the end. I just think the Lions are a bit more clean, bit more polished, bit more fucking full as a team, as a side, as a list right now. So they're going to be looking to fucking try smash this one out and get as much clearance as they can from like the other teams in terms of being a really dominant threat early in the year. Yeah, I reckon they do this one pretty comfortably. After that, we got Essendon and fucking Schmelbourne. I hate tipping Essendon. I don't want to tip Essendon. I don't want to tip either of these teams ever. If I could tip them to just both fucking go out there and have stinkers, I would. If boring game of the round, don't want to pick, don't give a fuck. That's what I'd pick. But you have to pick. I'm probably leaning towards Essendon. Melbourne look really shit. Essendon has like 2 prospects, two glimmers of hope. Dog shit teams. This game's gonna fucking suck. Richmond and the Dockers. Again, the Dockers. It's just it's coming to that point of the year where I can't sit here and go like fucking, well, you know, Richmond beat Carlton and Dockers started shit. If anyone on that field is serious, the Dockers should win this game. They should win it comfortably. Bolton's probably gonna have a blinder playing against his old team. There's gonna be some fucking, not rivalry, but like energy there or whatever. I guess rivalry, who knows. Might be interesting, probably gonna be boring for the most part. Actually, this could be boringest game of the fucking round too. Dockers suck to watch. They're slow and shit. Maybe Richmond getting upset. I'm praying. But the mighty Giants versus the Saints. This will be a good game. This will be a fucking tough game, I reckon. I just sat there saying I don't credit the Saints or whatever the fuck, and I don't think that they're the end of the year material sort of thing in like the grand scheme of the season or whatever. But at the moment, they're a threat. They're up and about. They're putting good teams like Geelong to bed. They're giving good, strong performances when they do win, and they're making up for, like, on paper, their midfield isn't that strong, but they fucking put it to Port's midfield. So, you know, it'll be a challenge. This will be a ripping game, I reckon. I think this will genuinely be a close one. I do think we get this done. I think we are just a bit more polished, a bit tougher. And I think we as a club know that they're a threat, and we understand the risk of losing it. We understand that would be very fucking bad. So yeah, fingers crossed we pump them, but I'm predicting this to be a great close game that we just edge slightly. Then we got Hawks and Port. Hawks will win this one. Sorry, I'd love to think that, you know, Port's this home ground advantage fucking retribution story. You can't keep having retribution stories. This is Hawthorn's retribution story for last year, where they got fucking eliminated from the finals because Port played the best game of all time against them. There'll be rivalry, there'll be fucking shit going on. It'll be a very tense, high energy game. It's a very nice way to end the round, actually. That's a perfect little bow on this week's games. I do like that. I do like that as the fixture. And I think it'll be fun. Like, I think it'll be an entertaining game, but I don't really see Hawthorn losing this, especially not in the form that they're in right now. They look incredible. Yeah, I reckon Hawks probably by 4 or 5 goals, maybe. Let's jump to the sneaky UFC 314 predictions. Let's get those numbers up, boys. Come on. This is a fucking stacked card. Like, even the prelims and shit, it looks fucking awesome. Every fight on here seems like it'll be a fucking banger. I'm very excited for all of it. I'm only going to do the predictions for the main card just because fucking time and ease. But the whole thing looks fucking stacked. I'm very fucking keen for this. This will be wicked. My liver is not ready for the drinking, bro. That's all I'm worried about. Fucking help me. The key to Krylo Imavov versus Dominic Reyes. I've got Reyes. They're both great fighters. I just think that Reyes is probably, I don't know, he's just got an aura about him right now. I see a big fucking story happening. Just to like, remember the Reyes name. Hey, remember guys, I did beat John Jones that time. Even though the scorecards didn't say so. I think Reyes wins that one. It'll be a great fight. All of these will be fucking close. Either of these, most of these are 50-50. Actually, they're all pretty fucking 50-50 like. It just, yeah, I'm really unsure with that one. But like next fight, the next fight, Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. Pitbull coming over from Bellator, making his debut against Rodriguez. I take Yair in this. Punch power, everything like that, Pitbull. He's a dangerous fighter. I'm not saying he's not. Yair's fucking clean with it though. He's sneaky. He's tricky. I'm expecting like a fucking knockout by a spinning backflip. It's gonna look awesome. I'm very keen for that. Again, pumped up fight, could go either way, but I'm leaning Yair. Now we have the actual main card of the event. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. Come on, let's get pumped. It's a holy war. It's a holy crusade, some would say. If I was to tell you there's two fighters, one is Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell and the other is Gene Lord Silva, which would you say is the one that is a borderline schizophrenic Christian fighting demons and trying to exorcise people in the ring? Probably not the one that's titled Thug Nasty, right? Fuck, this is funny. The build-up's just fucking funny. Bryce Mitchell is insanity. I'd like to think Josh Emmett like did that to him with the fucking unstoppable overhand, but I think this man is just fucking crook in the head, which makes it so much funnier that he thinks Gene Silva is possessed by demons. This is going to be so entertaining. I have Gene Silva winning. I think that he's going to be more composed and focused, and Mitchell, although he is so dedicated, might be a bit blinded by this righteous, glorious pathway. I don't. But in saying that, that could be the thing that just pushes him to fucking maul Silva and hold him to the mat for the whole thing. Ground and pound him into oblivion. The knockout power of Silva is something. It's just, it's a factor. If Mitchell at all gets overconfident or over aggressive or just not taking his time, not thinking about things properly, he's gonna get his fucking head taken off. And I kind of hope I see that happen. Send him fishing with Hitler. Gene Silva's gonna uppercut him into a Gartha cunt. It's gonna be fucking funny. This is so fucking hype. I don't know. This will be wicked. I don't love Gene Silva being that big of a favorite though. I do reckon Mitchell's like got a very good chance in this. It'll just be a great fight, I reckon. Lots of fucking storyline, lots of energy, lots of passion, a true rivalry. Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. This is like one of those 50-50s where it completely depends. If Chandler does something dumb, Pimblett's gonna take advantage of that and fucking submit him. But if Pimblett gets too confident, Chandler's gonna hit him in the fucking face and rearrange his brain cells. Chandler's a hit and miss fighter. Paddy Pimblett's a bit of a fucking special case in the UFC where like the matchups he fights aren't the toughest, you know? And Chandler's on the way out of a lot of losses. He's pretty old, but he looked great against Oliveira. No, he didn't look great. He got decisively beaten, but he looked fine. He survived a 5-rounder with Oliveira. I don't think that fucking Paddy Pimblett survives a 5-rounder with Oliveira right now. I don't, you know? So it could really go either way. I'm leaning Pimblett just because the younger, the fresher, the narrative, it feels like there's energy, there's momentum. This will be a good fight too though. It could end first round, it could go all 3. Is it 5 or 3 rounds? I don't know. I'm not sure. Can't be fucked. Anyway, Volk versus Lopez. Oh, fuck yeah! Obviously I'm going for Volk. I want Volk to win. Not only for the whole comeback, fucking oldest champion at the lighter divisions, fucking unbeatable history record. He's one of the GOATs. It'll be awesome. He's just an Aussie cunt. He's a funny cunt. He does cooking videos. That's sick. But in saying all of that, if Lopez comes in and uppercuts him, which is, I'm so scared. I had like a premonition. Volk is fucking doing real well, bouncing around, lunges in. Lopez reads it and uppercuts him into oblivion. I think that puts him out. There's so much power and danger in Lopez that if Volk can't make this last to like the 4th or 5th round, which is where I do see it going, and I do see Volk winning in those latter rounds, if he can't get it there and he starts gassing too early, which Volk doesn't really gas, but you know what I'm saying, like if for whatever reason he can't push it to those further rounds, Lopez is going to take his fucking head off. He's got the power to do it. He's got like, again, the momentum. He's got the belief in himself. He's a strong fucking fighter. He's got nothing to worry about. It's a great fight. It's just going to be good, you know? I am more keen for the Bryce Mitchell Gene Silva fight than this one, but that's partially because I don't really give a fuck who wins this one. If Lopez becomes the champ, that's cool. Lopez is a sick gun. It'll be good for the division. It opens up a lot of things, and they can always rematch, you know? Like, Volk is talking like he wants to continue fighting after this if he does win, so the future's bright either way, but it's a dangerous one. I am taking Volk. I do think Volk will win it. But it is a 50-50, you know? It depends how it goes. If Volk can last and keep him in there until around the 4th, 5th round, even the latter end of the 3rd round, his cardio is at the point where we all see it to be with all the training videos and shit, then it's a threat. It's danger. It's danger for Lopez. But if Lopez can get him out of there, he'll get him the fuck out of there. He will knock him fucking cold out, and that'll be retirement for Volk. So there's a lot on the line. I don't know. It'll be great. regardless, we're done for this week. Gotta go to work soon. Dropping shit. Sorry for the poo energy in this one. I'm a little down and out, but we do what we do. We push on. That's all you can do. Up the Giants. We've got the Saints this week. We're gonna fucking smash them. Connor Iden suplexes Jack Higgins into oblivion. Me and Alastair Clarkson are in the UFC Octagon ring at UFC 315. We're replacing the main card. Don't know if you guys heard. Yeah, it's me and Clarko. I've been training really hard. He's already made excuses for the loss, so it looks like I'm gonna win, so.
Yeah.